This is Marketing of Today. I'm Caesar. Let's go! Welcome to Marketing of Today. We have our special guest, Ceasar Bhagroo, right?
Yes.
Finally, I got to say that right.
On the money.
On the money. Biking renovations. We've been working for a year.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
I know.
Even through the pandemic, I remember you used to pick me up.
Jumbled up quarantine year, but no, it's been 2 years. Yeah. 2 great years.
Wow. So Ceasar Biking Renovations, I create their content for their Instagram page, and we've been building your brand up since the beginning. Yeah. We have gone through different phases trying to figure out what works. Yeah. But I think we figure it out. And what's the step that you're taking today? Like, what is it that you're doing right now?
So when we first started, we were doing a lot of kitchen renovations, a lot of bathroom renovations. We were just marketing as a construction company.
Okay.
And as I progressed, I realized I love the concept of construction. I love the concept of real estate development, but I kind of don't really like the smaller renovations. I like to really rebuild and build things from scratch.
But what is that? What happened there?
Really my vision and my perspective, and it's like seeing things and, not doing it the way I would like to do it because of whether it's customers' budgets or just what they want to go with the build and what I would like to see things and how I would like to develop it.
In your experience and what you think works, it looks better.
Yeah. For me, I kind of look at renovations and construction as an art. Okay. So I get to...
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, masterpiece.
At the end of the day, you want to be proud of what you did.
Exactly. And I kind of realized I'm investing so much time and effort into doing just a bathroom or just a kitchen. It's the same as just doing a full home renovation. So
that's why you're now into the investing part where you can buy a whole property. You choose the bathrooms, you choose the kitchens, you choose the living room flooring.
Yeah, so I shifted from doing just small renovations to doing big gut renovations to now I'm just solely doing Viking renovations and iconic investment properties where I'm coming in, buying a property, distressed, ripping it apart and putting it back together.
Yeah. So how many properties you did in 2021?
2021. It's all a blur, bro. I did 9 of my own projects and I did 4 joint venture projects.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're right there on the 15 mark.
Yeah, right.
So that's why when we talked about that video you just posted of 22 houses.
Yeah.
In 22.
Exactly.
So 22 houses in 2022. It's easy for you.
Exactly. So the way I figured it is I launched the company in January. 2 months later, we had the pandemic. Mm-hmm. So I never really had a full year. I literally launched into a pandemic where when we bought our first project in February, the Department of Buildings was closed down. We couldn't even get permits, nothing. It was
when you were started, people had to quarantine sometimes.
Exactly. So, I feel like this is my first year where I get to go 100%, 200 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know what? The last 2 years together, I've done 20 projects in total. So that's why this year I want to give it 22 projects all in. Let's see what we can get done. Yeah.
So, and then you have a team that helps you. You don't do this on your own, right?
No. So actually for me, I had to renovate Viking renovations. I kind of went through a lot of adjusting where things weren't working and I was hiring people just out of relationships outside of business. Mm-hmm. I put friends in certain positions that they weren't really qualified for, but because they were friends, they were in those positions.
You trusted them.
Yeah. And a lot of the extra slack would be kind of left on me. Mm-hmm. And it became overwhelming and it kind of became too much. So I kind of cut last year short and I said, let me see what I can do and where I need to adjust. And I really analyzed the business and I went to some mentors and coaches and said, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to go from A to B? How do I need to scale this business?
Yeah.
I realized, hey, I needed to kind of renovate the company and hire new people and kind of adjust positions. And yeah, it took a little shot to my ego and it kind of ruined a few friendships, but now the company's ready to scale and grow and now we're really moving. And that's why I can confidently say, hey, this year we're going to do 22 projects this year.
So when, that's a good point. A lot of entrepreneurs out there have a problem. I had a problem. We had a conversation with personnel, right? Yeah. Like dealing with people is not easy because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You feel good. You like the people. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you have a business that needs to scale. And if you don't have the right people in the right positions, you can't scale it.
Of course. Yeah.
So
100%.
To any entrepreneur, what is one key factor that they should always keep in mind when they're making those decisions?
Hiring is literally the most important job you're going to have as an entrepreneur. You cannot do everything yourself. If you go in with the mindset of you doing everything yourself, you're going to fail. You're literally preparing yourself to fail. Any big
you're
business,
going to burn out.
Yeah, and that was me last year. I was burnt out. That's why I didn't really put out no content. Mm-hmm. That's why I really didn't do much marketing. That's why I didn't take on much more projects because I felt like, you know what? This is too much. And it really took stepping back to realize it was the hiring, it was personnel. You would be surprised how much easier and how much more busier we are now, but how much more easier my job has become. Now I can take on things like doing this podcast, and I can take time off.
I kind of seen you more communicative than before.
Yeah, you can see me more relaxed too.
Yeah. So like before I used to hit you up and like we spend a long time getting back and forth because you were too busy dealing with all this stuff.
And you know firsthand, I'm literally coming off a roof to shoot a video, to go back into a basement and doing demo, and I saw it, doing
and
it
sometimes we will get to a place to film a video.
Yeah.
And you would tell me, hold on, give me a second, let me handle this.
Work,
And then after you finish handling that, is that when we filmed the video.
Exactly.
Because you had to deal with the situations.
As an entrepreneur, of all people, you wear multiple hats.
Yeah.
But you got to really realize, what are you doing this for? Is it for fun? Is it to stay small time? Or is it to scale and expand? And when you really realize, you want to scale and expand, you're going to realize, I need to put the right people in the right places to do that.
Yeah.
And now that I've done that, my job has become so much easier, and I'm able to take on so much more traffic.
Of course. And the thing with us is, and I want to put this in this podcast, is, we know exactly what marketing works for you.
Yeah.
We did it. It was working.
Numbers. Yeah.
The numbers were there. It was just the fact that the volume came in, because that's another thing. A lot of people don't understand that when you do the marketing properly, when you work with the right team and you work with the right people, you can get a lot of scale through the social media. And then the volume that comes in, you can't handle it.
Yeah.
So, for example, I know you know Dom, and that's how we met. But Dom had to stop his marketing, like you had to stop your marketing.
I was actually going on my phone and pulling numbers up, because that's exactly what happened. I'll be open, fully transparent. We launched a company in January. We paired together in April. And I was like, you know what? Let's do some marketing. Let me get in front of a camera. I might not be any good. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know how this is going to work.
I remember.
I'm coming from a pharmacy industry on top of that. I'm not really the best construction person, but we can figure this out.
We did it, yeah.
And we started marketing. And in the first 6, I think we paid for 10 videos. We didn't get to 10. I think in the first 6 or 7 videos, after putting out that content, I was booked from April 2019 to November 2019.
I remember.
And that was me telling customers, hey, listen, I got to put it off into next year. And people like, what? Next year? I'm like, yeah, I'm completely booked. We literally took on, I remember ordering kitchens, and I outgrew my kitchen vendor, and I had to go around them because they're like, hey, we can't supply it to you at the pace you need it.
Exactly. And that's the reason we made a video today. Yeah. Talking about Home Depot, right? You already ran out at Home Depot.
Yeah, it's growing pains. It really is that.
So now you have to go into bigger suppliers that can provide what you need to hold the volume of work that you currently
Because remember, when we started, I was like, hey, if I could get one more kitchen a week for marketing, I'd be great. We can do 40 kitchens in a year, and I'll be good. And after that,
because you were thinking as a construction company at that time.
Yeah. After that 6th video, I remember posting that video and booking 14 or 8, no, it was like 18 jobs right after posting that video in that week. And these are deposits booked. This is not, hey, I want you to come to my kitchen. It's like, Caesar, I love your work. I like what you've done. Here's the deposit. Let's get this going. Yeah. When can we go on the timetable? And for me as a business owner,
at that time we couldn't film. I remember.
And for me as a business owner, it's crazy that you have somebody willing to pay you to come do their work, and you can't take it on because you don't have the right personnel. And I think that's really what kind of got to me. I had an investor come to me and said, hey, I like what you did with my project. I have 7 more houses I want you to do. I will send your team out in Connecticut. I think this was Hartford. Send you guys out to Connecticut and Hartford. You guys that have a place to stay, I want you to bang out my 7 projects.
Wow.
And the money was there. This one gig would be more than I was making all year, but I couldn't take it.
Because you weren't able to handle.
We can't handle the traffic. As it is now, we're going crazy, and you're adding 7 more houses on top of that. And the thing with investors, you deal with them all the time.
Yeah.
They need things done like this.
Everything's fast.
You try getting on the phone with Dom. There's a difference with telling a customer, hey, I need you to wait 2 months for your kitchen. You try telling Dom, you need to wait 2 months to do your kitchen.
I'll get somebody else.
Exactly.
Their answer is, I'll get somebody else right now.
And that's what he did. And, it sucks, but it was you need those hiccups in the road to kind of realize, okay, what's holding you back?
Yeah. And you've been able to figure it out. And that's why Biking Renovations today is iconic
investment fund.
I keep forgetting.
No, I know it's all new. Fund. And remember, you started from the beginning. But so Viking Renovations is still there. But now I partnered up with a few other investors. And we have a fund with almost, I think it's like $4 or $5 million in buying power.
Oh, wow.
But they all also have their own construction companies. One guy has a kitchen company. One guy's a huge electrician. So together, we've all kind of paired together. And we're going to be buying multiple projects at a time and kind of developing multiple projects.
So what area are you going to work in? So anybody who has properties in those areas maybe can call you.
The borough of Queens. My neighborhood.
You're going to go Queens?
I've kind of shifted focus. I was traveling a lot. We were driving 2 hours, and actually Dom was one of the main people who told me, listen, stay in your backyard. The time you're spending trying to grab materials, working out logistics and markets that you don't know, stay in one place, learn the Department of Buildings there, learn the team there, learn the business there, and focus on that.
Yeah.
So I've kind of honed in, and I'm just strictly focused on Queens.
Because I remember we used to jump to Connecticut, to Brooklyn. From Brooklyn, I think you did some in
Jersey, Pennsylvania, Long Island.
Yeah. So we used to run around a lot
Yeah.
just to try to get one work. And then you spend 2, 3, 4 hours in traffic, which is 4 hours you're not working.
Yeah.
Not being productive.
2020, December 15th, 2020, I was diagnosed with COVID. And I remember I was in the hospital and I was trying to tell my wife, hey, can you handle these jobs for me? And I remember looking at the text message that I'm sending her, and I'm like, holy crap, how is this humanly possible for me to manage, much as her? We were doing 4 houses in 4 different states.
It's crazy.
And, it becomes
dealing with different building departments.
Yeah, different building, different
dealing
crews.
with the crew, moving the crew over there, and then making sure they get there, get the work done.
Exactly. But, it's growing pains, and it's a good problem to have. Being too busy is better than being not busy. You know?
Definitely.
But for me,
sometimes I go crazy because I'm too busy. But then I remember
it's a good thing.
This is what I wanted.
You pray to have food on your plate. You can't complain that it's too much now.
Exactly.
But
that's when growing the team comes in.
Exactly. Hire ahead of you. Just really focus on the hiring. Hire people that have a skill set that can grow and understand your vision. Because in construction, it's a little bit different from any industry. Because that guy might be great at painting. But if you have 15 houses to paint in the next 30 days, it becomes a little bit different from how good he's at painting that one house.
Yeah.
Now there's pressure. Now there's a lot more on the line.
He needs to get that done.
Exactly. And it's understanding that.
It's essentially telling him, you need to get 2 properties done. I mean, in 2 days, get 1 property done.
Exactly.
So if you don't get it done, and you're already delayed, you're already thinking that you're delayed on the next one.
Exactly. And also being a project manager, being the boss, it's kind of not pushing that stress onto them so they don't understand. So, you kind of have to hold that back too. Yeah. So I tell them, hey, do a great job and work on this one. But in the back of my head, I'm saying, hey, we have 15 other ones to do. So you got to get out of here,
And then what do you think when a person's that good, what do you think, what do you do in your case? Do you figure out, let me just get another team? Or do you just say, you're good, but you're not good enough for the volume? How do you manage that?
Yeah, no, I've become extremely clear and decisive in what I need. I need to scale this business to do 22 projects this year.
Exactly.
So from anyone I'm hiring, I need them to understand this is the type of volume we're going to be doing, because it becomes very clear.
Even me.
Yeah.
You've been telling me.
I need you to understand. So
you're
like, yeah, you got to come to Queens. You got to come to New York once a week.
Yeah.
Because we're all jumping on the highway, and if all 4 wheels aren't ready to move at that pace in that direction, it's just going to hold you back.
Yeah.
So from my sense to you, if you're trying to scale and you feel like you don't have the right parts, take a step back, get the right parts, and set goals that intimidate you and that are scary to say.
So the other day I was talking, during this holidays, you spend a lot of time with family and stuff, right? So I was talking to somebody, and somebody told me, I believe that this year you have 2 I think, I'm going to have a kid and all that stuff. So they told me you're hitting a wall. And in my wall is either I put the pants on and jump to the other side of the wall and continue going, or I stay behind it, which is the same thing that happened in you last year. You had to make a tough decision to scale.
Yeah.
I need to scale this year.
Yeah, for sure.
You've seen it. Like I already have the clientele. I'm not bullshitting anybody. My work is legit.
Yeah.
What I do, everybody wants, and it's good. Now I need to figure out how to be able to not franchise, but that model in order for it to be able to work for everybody equally.
Yeah. And take a step back and don't be hesitant to reach out to people who are busier than you are and kind of figure out what are they doing and how are they doing it. Yeah. For example, for me, over Thanksgiving dinner, I said, you know what? I'm ready to flip 22 houses. And I had a conversation with a few guys, and some people were like, no, that's nuts. I'm like, why? They're like, well, for you to flip 22 houses, you're going to have to buy 22 houses. How can you buy 22 houses? Some people only buy 2 or 3 houses in their lifetime.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say right then and there, I've already done 20 houses, but I didn't say that, you know. But you got to be cautious who you get advice from and who you speak to. These things. And then I can have a conversation with Dom. Right now, I can call him on speaker and tell him, hey, Dom, I want to flip 22 houses this year. You know what he's going to say?
You can.
Why just 22? Why not 32?
Yeah.
Why not 42?
You can do it.
It's really important where you're getting your advice from and who you're speaking to, because not everyone sees it, dude. Not everyone understands what an entrepreneur goes through. Not everyone understands the vision. Not everyone understands growth.
That's why we're when you get in a circle like that, it's very tight. Yeah. And everybody cares about each other. That's why we're able to talk about different people.
Exactly.
Because you see in one person one thing that you see in the other.
Exactly.
And you see, it's like, that's why we're a team.
I pride myself in always being the smaller guy in the room. I always try to put myself in an environment where people are busier, people are more successful, people are doing a lot more volume than I am.
Thank God I'm always the smaller in the room, because I'm just
getting started. Yeah. But, you know, you got to stay focused and stay sharp on that. And just listen. I listen to everyone. I listen to everything. Yeah. See what's new, what the new trends are, where things are going. Even in construction, the industry is changing like this.
Yeah, there's new styles, new things, new colors, new everything.
Yeah, so if you're not on top of it, you know.
You stay behind.
Exactly.
Yeah. Damn, man. We ran through 15 minutes of this
really
real quick.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
And I really want to thank you for coming on and, giving your 10 cents to people. Yeah. Everybody needs to know the information. Yeah. So Marketing It Today is a podcast where we basically get different people in the industry. Mm-hmm. You could be in a kitchen. I mean, you can have a restaurant, you could be different type of businesses. Mm-hmm. The point is to help entrepreneurs reach their goals and become who they want to be.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
I just started. I mean, for me, I even made a post about it on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Started in 2020. I think you and me started right there. Yeah. And it's crazy knowing where you came from and where I came from to where we are today.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? You build a bigger business. Yes, your business is different. It's a different aspect, but the principles are the same.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just hustle.
It's the same thing, man. It's get knocked down 9 times and get up 10. That's what it is.
I've been 20, but
yeah, it's fine.
It is what it is.
It is. Yes.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for being here,
man. Thank you, Cesar.
I appreciate
anyone. I'm not trying to sell you. Everybody says going to sell you.
You know what's funny? Everybody who's on my podcast says the same thing.
Really? But you know what it is? I'm being genuine. I want people to understand, because you could have had any Joe Schmo come up here and could have paid me whatever to do this. But you can look back at my Instagram post, my first Viking Rentals post, and you can see it has 11 likes. And you can look when we started working and started branding content, and you could see it as 1,000 likes. And then you can see the company grow and the following grow and the quality content grow. So if anyone's on the fence about marketing and you own a business, trust me, spend the money, you're going to get back tenfold.
Yeah. Even me right now, I'm just spending a couple dollars just to keep my page active.
Yeah. And
I get DMs 3-4 times a day.
And you don't
just spending pennies.
You know what's funny? I get a lot of junk DMs, but I go through every single one, because out of those 9 junk DMs, you get that one guy who's an investor in Connecticut that has 11 projects waiting for you. Yeah. So you never know. And that's really why you have to keep putting out quality content. And
the most important part is that you reach that person to their home.
Exactly.
And you know that you're reaching someone who's interested in what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's not the same as TV where you're guessing. You're guessing that person may want to buy a house.
No, I think you were the one who gave me the report. We have it down to science. If you post your video at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday, you're going to get so many more views and so much more feedback versus doing it on Friday evening. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, yeah.
And we have the strategies. They work. We have proven them time and time again.
Exactly.
Thank God I have a nice catalog of clients. And and what I love the most about it is most of my clients are my friends.
Yeah.
Like, we have personal conversations completely outside of business. Exactly. And that feels great.
And for me, I love doing it because it's a documentary almost.
Yeah.
Chronologically, you can see how it's growing and how the branding's
Imagine
growing.
10 years from now.
Yeah.
When you get back to seeing all that and where you were at that time, and then you're like,
yeah,
that's how I started.
I don't know where I'm going, but I know it's going to be exciting. So just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thank you so much for listening.
No problem.
Have a nice day, man.
Thanks.